Larry Eyler has been indicted by a Lake County, Illinois grand jury on murder.
And we'll be showing you what he looks like out of silhouette next on the late edition of Newscenter 10.
We've got a way of showing love here in the USA. A certain style, a certain flair that comes through every day. You've got the touch, America, and you're coming on with all of that. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS. You're tuned to us, we're tuned to you. We start to touch you through and through. Touch of love, touch of care, with friends you've known for years. We've got the touch, America, and we're coming on with all of that. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS, UNCBS.
Good evening, I'm Greg Baker.
And I'm Marla Keller. This is the late edition. A Lake County grand jury has indicted Larry Eyler tonight for the homosexual murder of a Chicago man. Eyler is being held in the Lake County, Illinois jail on a $1 million bond. He's to be arraigned on Thursday. An Indiana police task force searched the Terre Haute residence of Eyler here at 376 Keene Lane. Police say they took a van full of Eyler's personal belongings, which will be inventoried and then analyzed by the state police lab. These items are being used to investigate at least 3 unsolved gay-related murders in Indiana that police believe Eyler has some connection with. Newscenter 10 has learned these homicides are of John Roach, who was found dead in Putnam County, Steve Agan of Terre Haute, whose body was found in December of last year in Vermilion County, and Daniel McNeely, found dead in Hendricks County.
In Bloomington, Indiana, the Board of Public Safety has ruled no wrongdoing concerning the actions of the police involved in that September 12th shooting death of the former IU football player Denver Smith. The board, put together by Bloomington Mayor Tommy Allison, found the officers had done nothing to provoke Smith. Smith was shot by police after he is reported to have jumped one of 5 officers who were responding to reports that Smith had been waving a tire tool at passing motorists there in Bloomington. Hustler magazine publisher Larry Flynt has had a busy night. He has been arrested and then released temporarily by federal marshals after his refusal to turn over that alleged tape recording of John DeLorean. Flynt claims that he has an FBI tape of a government informant threatening DeLorean's life if he were to pull out of a deal. Earlier, Flynt had released videotapes of DeLorean's alleged cocaine deal to CBS, a move that has delayed the DeLorean trial. Flynt's arrest was ordered by the judge on the case after he had refused to deliver that tape to a federal court.
It wasn't that long ago when the Terre Haute Housing Authority was facing serious financial problems. But at a meeting tonight, it looks as though things have improved.
1 year ago at this time, the Terre Haute Housing Authority had a serious cash flow deficiency. Under the current administration, the authority has a $350,000 surplus. Housing Authority Director Patrick Barter says that the money will be put in the bank to draw interest. Barter explains how the program failed under past administrations.
I'll be real blunt. It was an absolute refusal to operate within the rules of the system as provided by the federal government and the rules of common sense.
Barter says the Housing Authority is now run more according to the rules of the Department of Housing and Urban Development. And he says right now the money problems of the past seem to be under control.
In terms of what we have in the bank invested right now that we can draw upon for any emergencies in the future. All our programs now operate off the revenues they derive during the year, which is as they were intended to operate.
6 more U.S. servicemen are dead tonight, not in Beirut or on Grenada. An engine room fire aboard the aircraft carrier Ranger claimed the lives of these and injured 35 more. The cause of the fire continues under investigation as the Ranger continues to patrol there in the Persian Gulf. A report in tonight from United Press International has the Cuban officials reporting American troops surrounded the Cuban embassy on Grenada today, initially detaining 4 people, then releasing 2 of them. Cuba is reporting the fate of the other 2 is unknown tonight. According to a Cuban deputy foreign minister, the rest of the Cuban mission there on Grenada has been given 24 hours to leave the island, and a statement from Havana goes on to say that that United States order for Cuba to get off the island will have to be carried out, quote, by force.
There are mixed feelings in Congress about the invasion of Grenada. The House has voted overwhelmingly to limit the troops' stay to 60 days, as provided by the War Powers Act. But Republican congressional leaders who met with the president had nothing but praise for the action.
Operation's a success. There are all of these Monday morning quarterbacks who think it could have been done some other way. And the minute we would have failed to do what we had to do at the time, there'd been all kinds of criticism. That's why we elect a president once in a while to make a tough decision. That's why some of us are in leadership roles to support that decision when you feel the necessity of it.
As the late edition continues, we'll take a look at a discussion of Grenada right here in Terre Haute tonight.
And we'll have the reaction of the Marines who came out of Lebanon alive.
Benjamin's Catalog Showroom presents our Ticket to Savings main event, starring the season's blockbuster buys. Priced at just $69.88, Eureka's Mighty Mite vacuum with attachments is bringing down the house. A 6-speed Hamilton Beach food processor is only $42.94 after rebate. Save $2 on Presto's popcorn now $2 with butter melter just $16.97. Our main event has a limited engagement, so hurry to Benjamin's Catalog Showroom, your Admiration Diamond headquarters.
Hello, folks. Gail Hughes with Hughes Honda sales in Brazil, Indiana. As you can see, we have a large display of new motorcycles here on the front of the building. 3-wheelers, 2-wheelers, fun bikes. We got inside, we've got 81s, 82s, 83s, all brand new at big discounts. So if you're interested in buying a new motorcycle, whether it be 3-wheeler or 2-wheeler, be sure and come in and see us. We'll make you a fantastic deal, and we'll be sure you can't lose when you deal with Hughes.
Some military officers from the U.S. War College came under verbal fire tonight about topics including Grenada. It happened at Indiana State, where the officers formed a panel answering questions about this country's military. Newscenter 10's Scott Hicken reports.
What do college students and faculty think about U.S. military policy? These high-ranking military men go around the country finding out. This current affairs panel made its first stop at Indiana State at a time when U.S. involvement in Beirut and Grenada was on everyone's mind.
The entire idea is to build a bulwark so that the Syrians will step out, the Israelis will step out, and the multinational force steps out, and that eventually that the PLO will also be completely removed, and that the Lebanon will be returned to the Lebanese people.
Emotions did become heated at times, and at one point, a man criticized recent U.S. military actions and left. But the crowd seemed to appreciate the chance to discuss the issues.
I just think of it as kind of a refreshing bit of information.
Didn't really know that much about. I was behind the Lebanon, about why we were in there, and I kind of got a lot of that. Yes, I understand a little bit better than I did.
People always have to know what's really going on. And it is by expressing their opinions.
And while the panel made a general defense of the U.S. military policy, the men made it clear they were not government spokespersons. Scott Hicken, Newscenter 10.
There's a different kind of reaction to Lebanon from those who were wounded there. U.S. psychologists in West German hospitals are watching for any kind of guilt in these Marines, guilt about coming out alive.
The 12 Marines and 1 Navy corpsman in Ward 8D at the military hospital in Landstuhl, West Germany, have shared a lot more than the honor of a Purple Heart. All of them went to bed in Beirut one night and awoke in an Army trauma center about 30 miles east of the French border.
I don't have really an anxiety. I'm kind of mystified sometimes to think that I got out of that building when I know more than 200 others didn't. And it's, I don't know if it's something I could consider the religion, or I like to consider it just fortune.
Yeah, they got anger. They got anger. They need to get rid of it now. Anger about the incident, how the truck got through, why we're there, the peacekeeping force.
As soldiers, they were impressed with the deadly efficiency of an unknown enemy they regard with respect.
A lot of respect for the professionalism of the individual driving that vehicle and performing a function that obviously took that person's life, but being able to follow their edicts and principles to the ultimate.
Tonight, the official death count in Beirut for Americans, 230. President Reagan is to attend services in North Carolina on Friday for Marines killed both in Lebanon and on Grenada. And one of the dead from Grenada, Randy Klein of Cloverdale, Indiana, will be buried with full military honors tomorrow in Putnam County.
This weather has been great. Temperatures, are they way below normal, or is this pretty average for this time of year?
Well, there were several cities across the two-state region that had temperatures above 70s today, and that's about 10 to 15 degrees above normal. But they're not going to last very long. We're expecting temperatures to drop down to more seasonable temperatures for tomorrow. And I'll be back telling you all about the weather right after this.
Here's a look at the financial markets. The Dow Industrial Average gained more than 4 points. The New York Amex lost. The New York Index lost, rather. The Amex went up. Gold gained $2.10 an ounce and 27.5-ounce increase